How's it going, ladies and Brucers? I'm Bobby Sixkilla and welcome back to Clean Slate. We are back into the vault now to presumably find Dr. Janus's corpse. Although I don't know how much has changed when we injected ourselves with that rewind juice. I guess we will see. I take a deep breath, step inside and press the big light switch. Yeah, he's still dead. Any trace of determination I had managed to muster vanishes, as I'm forced to see that gruesome scene once again. It's not any less heart-wrenching than before. His body sprawled on the floor, twisted in an unnatural angle. The familiar stench of blood and decomposition assaults my nostrils. Bile burns my throat as it climbs up into my mouth. I wipe my lips with my sleeve and avert my eyes from Lucian. I look around the room, searching. There. The lab coat. I walk toward the old white lab coat, but this time, it's not for nostalgia. I search inside the right pocket and sure enough, there it is. Janus's miraculous invention, tabula rasa. I stare at it for what seems to be an eternity. How the hell can this be real? A vial that allows one to travel back in time? So this is what Lucian meant with immortality. He couldn't make himself immune to aging or death. Instead, he planned on travelling to the past, again and again, replacing his old memories with new ones. Forever. Hell, what if that Lucian that's here isn't even the original? What if he's been doing this for who knows how long? Excuse me. And what if this time something went wrong? This is insane. But it's real. But how does it work exactly? Let's see. When I used this, I only went back like half an hour. Maybe I need a stronger dose or something. I place the syringe back in my pocket and start snooping around. Wherever you look, there are countless machines and lab equipment that I've never even dreamed of. Yet after just a short while, I find something that draws my attention. Yes, this is probably it. TB mixer. I guess this is where the liquid I injected comes from. Is that like a gauge to control the concentration? Let's just turn that up a notch. Damn, it's not doing anything. Is it unplugged or something? I tried tinkering with it a bit more, but nothing seems to work. I turn around slightly and that's when I notice. On the side, there is a keypad, just like the one on the door. It even has the same 4 lights, all of them switched off. I guess this mixer is password protected. Doesn't surprise me. I just hope the same passwords work. I'll be damned if I have to go looking for 4 more. With that, I start typing the same password I used to get in the vault. I type in the 2 that I wrote on my notepad, and they seem to be correct. Finally, the one Sam wrote. Passwords accepted. Yes, it worked. It seems 3 passwords were enough for this too. Let's see here. Oh, so this was a time dial? Looks like I can specify how far I want to go back. And it probably calculates the dose I need and prepares it automatically. Lucian never ceases to amaze me. This is just mind-blowing. I look behind my shoulder. There, probably the smartest person in the world lies, unmoving, dead. I wonder, will Lucian invent this again? If I go back? I try not to think too hard about it. Now then. Error. Dose above authorized threshold. Please enter 4th password. Damn. I need more passwords to get higher concentrations in. Well, there's only one way to get that final password without waiting a week. Where the girl is? Guess this will be a good experiment. Access granted. Oh, okay. Generating vial. Vial complete. Current dose 37%. Is that a lot? Alright. I carefully take the glass vial from the mixer. The pink hue is slightly more vivid than before. I shake it a bit in my hand, but I know I'm just delaying the inevitable. I open a nearby drawer and take out a clean needle and prepare the injection. But suddenly, I feel a sharp pain in my back which makes me drop the syringe on the desk. It's Sam, right? What the... I reach for the back of my neck and remove what appears to be one of the anesthetics from the rooms. Turning around, I find Sam, on his face, the look one gives a cockroach before stepping on it. But what the fuck, Sam? I try to grab him by the neck, but my legs give up on me. My hands slide down his torso as I fall to my knees, dropping the syringe I pulled out of myself. I'm completely out of strength. Why? Did you... I'm sorry, Mr. Alistair, but... Who the fuck do you think you are? You waltz in here, claim to be the doctor's best friend, then play all caring and whatnot? Just so you could manipulate me into getting you into his private vault? And yet, when you come in here, it doesn't look like his death affected you much, does it? You just casually walk past his body, heading straight for his equipment. You're just here to steal his experiments, aren't you? No. Sam, listen. I'm trying to... My mouth is getting numb. I can barely speak anymore. But I can't pass out now or else all is lost. I don't care what you say. You have no business taking over his research. You don't know anything about him or what his work was about. He saved your life, yet you don't respect him anymore? Who cares about that idiot Luna? She had it coming. And you had this coming too. I'm the one who was to follow in his legacy, not you or anyone else. So, those tears, were they fake? You're a psycho. Lucian, no wonder he got rid of you. My knees give up on me and I fall face first on the cold floor. Don't act like you know, Dr. Janice. This is the end for you and your lies. Good night, Mr. Allison. %. We're going back a while this time. Ugh, my head is spinning. There's a ringing in my ears so loud I can't hear myself think. What happened? I was drugged up on the floor. I must have passed out. Fuck. Where'd that kid go? Oh my god, gross. You okay there, dude? Huh? That voice. Luna. I run up and hug her. If our age gap or the fact that we met literally half an hour ago didn't make this weird enough. What the hell, man? Get off me, you stink. I seem to be covered in my own vomit. Oh, sorry, I'm just really happy to see you. It's fine, forget about it. At least now I know where you went. And what for? Right. Oh, I'm... upstairs? That's odd. We were never here together last time. Come on, we gotta check the rooms, remember? Although, do you think you're up to the job? You look kinda... wasted. I'm fine, don't worry about it. I just got dizzy for a second there. You sure? I'm fine, really. I feel all better now. Alright, let's go downstairs already. We got shit to do. Yes. I'm right behind you. By the way... where's Sam? Who? Sam. You know. I don't know any Sams, dude. It's just you and me here, remember? Are you sure you're okay? That's right. Sam didn't even arrive yet. So I've travelled to the past again. There's already quite a few things that are different, though. Like, how come she didn't say anything about... I bring my hand to my face. I need to find it's perfectly fine. I start to sweat, like when you tap your pocket and your wallet isn't there anymore. What the... Why is... I guess I didn't get injured this time. Hey, you coming? Right behind you. I don't understand. Just... How did I even... Wait. I think I remember Sam snapped and stabbed me with a syringe a second time. He must have... The one on the desk. The one I just prepared. It worked. It worked again. This is the real deal. Can this... We didn't go back that far then. Use this to bring her back? My Emma? It happened 2 years ago. It was a rainy night. I was fast asleep with my wife. Out of nowhere, someone started choking me in my sleep. I jolted awake and struggled to break free. I could barely push him away. Emma was sleeping next to me, but she remained fast asleep the whole time. It was as if time had stopped for her. I ran away from my bed, while the man without a face chased me around the house. At first I thought he had a mask on or something, but that was his skin. It was unlike anything I'd ever seen before. I grabbed my gun from a drawer and unloaded the whole magazine on the monster, but it was no use. Nothing seemed to be able to stop it. In the end, I could only escape. I jumped out the second floor window onto the sidewalk. I hurt myself pretty bad with the landing, and that's when it happened. The man without a face jumped out the window after me, but he melted before he could even reach the ground. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was just relieved I'd survived. After that, I think I passed out. When I came to, I was in a hospital bed with an IV in my arm and a cast in my leg. I asked the nurse what happened. It seemed I fell pretty hard, and I'd been out cold for a couple of days. I asked whether I had any visitors. They said a lady from the police came to see me and paid for my treatment, but nothing about my wife. I began to worry. Fortunately, I had no serious injuries other than my legs, so I was discharged from the hospital and took a cab home. That's when worry turned to dread. Our house was covered back to back with police tape. All the worst possible thoughts raced through my mind. All I could think of was, is Emma okay? She has to be, right? Unfortunately, life is never that kind. I crutched myself to the police tape and was recognized by the officers. They told me all I needed to hear. Detective, I'm sorry for your loss. There was a break-in. Did someone know I was hospitalized? Or was it coincidence? I had the officers reluctantly let me through the tape and show me inside. Our living room was near unrecognizable. They'd taken everything they could, and what they couldn't was smashed to pieces. But then I saw it. The huge, dried-out blood splatter painted on the stairs. I couldn't stop imagining Emma, seeing armed thugs break into our house, running for her life, trying to climb the stairs, only to be shot down from behind without a second thought. I couldn't bring myself to step inside. I just stood there, frozen. I had to call Sally to pick me up because I just wouldn't move or talk. Ever since that day, I spent every waking hour looking for the people who did this to her, fighting the people who ripped her away from me. But after a whole year, I'd found absolutely nothing. How pathetic is that? An experienced detective who could not even find some shitty burglars. I should have stayed by her side and protected her. Had I been there, none of this would have happened. Instead, I just thought of how to save myself. I quit the force. I was a failure, a coward. All I'd learned could not help me when I most needed it. And now I can finally get a second chance. I can go back and save Emma. We make our way downstairs and, as expected, everything is just like before. So remember the riddle? I think I already found the answer. We both know you found the answer. You don't have to rub it in. Come again? Man, get your shit together. I already solved it, remember? It was nothing? Like literally nothing? Oh, I guess I didn't go as far back as I thought. Are you sure you're okay? You want to sit this one out? No, I'm fine. My head was just somewhere else. Is that so? You're way too young to be senile, Brendan. Get it together, will you? Luna sighs in resignation. She looks seriously annoyed. I don't blame her. Honestly, I'm still having a hard time digesting what's actually happening. But I have to focus on doing things right this time. I came back here for a reason. And that's... Excuse me? Who the hell are you? Hello there. I didn't think there'd be more people here. Everything went pretty much exactly like before. I had this urge to punch the kid square in the face, but I managed to restrain myself. Now it's time to choose a door. Again. Why don't we let Mr. Alistair decide? After all, he's the one in charge of this case. Door 1. I guess I'll take 3. No real reason for it. Any objections? Oh man. I should save. I don't know why it's letting me object, but I'm gonna save just in case. 3. Oh, that's where she died, isn't it? Let's go object. Actually, Luna, maybe you should just wait out here. What? Oh, right, because I'm a girl, right? Huh? No, that's not it at all. It's just... I would have been fine with picking another number, but... I didn't come here to just look pretty, okay? Fine. But, I already have that password. Oh well. She should be fine. Right? No, she'll die, just like last time. We don't even need the passwords, we should just go and put the passwords into the vault. Alright, then I'll go with door 2 if that's okay with everyone. Yeah, I don't really care. How about you, Mr. Alistair? Is that okay with you? Door 2. That's the first door I went through. In that room. There were puzzles involving colour. And we must have made a mistake. But the light's on, isn't it? Yeah, but it's red. Red means it's wrong, right? I guess that must be the case. You also couldn't tell me the difference between the anesthetic and the tabula rasa. Couldn't tell the difference. Ah, so he's colourblind? That must mean Sam's colourblind, isn't he? So if he goes into this room, he'll die. He'll probably... He's been a burden for me all this time. And it's not like it'll matter in the end. I'll just go back and erase all of this. Still, can I really live with that? Should I do what's right or do what every part of my body is telling me to do? Which is what's wrong. Because I'm an evil bastard. Alright, object. Actually, maybe you should go to room 4, Sam. Both of them turned towards me with confused looks. Really? Why is that, Mr. Alistair? Because... Do you know what's behind the doors? Yeah, exactly. Janice told me what's behind the doors, roughly. Beats saying 2 is an unlucky number. And I think someone with your... skills? Might be better suited for room 4. Oh, wow. Alright then. Thank you, Mr. Alistair. I appreciate it. No problem, kid. Man, Luna's gonna be pissed. I know he screwed me over quite a few times, but from there to deserving to die? I don't think I could live with it even if I ended up erasing history. I mean, he did kill us, right? So, or he would have killed us. So he probably does deserve to die for that. Just saying. I mean, if we don't kill him, he'll kill us, right? But I guess we'll be prepared for it when he goes to kill us next time. We'll know he's coming and be ready for it. Alright, when you guys are ready, please go into the rooms. The sooner we get the passwords, the sooner we can get out of here. Sam gives me a thumbs up, while Luna is facing away smoking a cigarette. With that settled, I press the open button. Sure enough, the door opens with the usual sound. If we already have the password, we should just let them go into the rooms and we'll go into the vault after they bugger off. This is it. The last room. Let's do this. Let's see here. I think there's something on the computer screen. Wait, I already saw this one, didn't I? Welcome to room number 1. Yeah, I already did this one. I'll skip past the puzzle, because we already done it, you know. Oh, skip puzzle, yeah. Skip puzzle. Congratulations, you have completed room 1. Oh, good. Thank you. Having barely escaped room 1, I emerge into the basement once again. And then I see Luna smoking a cigarette. She's trying to play it cool, but I notice her hands shaking. That's right. This is technically the first time she's gone through a door. Hey, you made it out. Good job. There's no hint of sarcasm in my tone. I'm genuinely happy for her. Yeah, thank fucking goodness I did. Otherwise I'd be dead. What the hell was that? Putting death traps in your own lab? This is insane even for him. Hey, easy there, Tiger. Yeah, I agree, this is really over the top. But we're both fine. And that's what matters. Right? We're both fine. We can let it slide. Can't we? Are you serious, man? Like, I almost killed you, and you're standing up for him? Did he brainwash you or something? You can't possibly love him that much by your own will, can you? Why do you hate him so much anyway? Is it the media? They did nothing but slander him, but they never acknowledged his contributions to science. Like frickin' time travel. Oh, and do you think they were wrong? The dude literally tried to kill us. Damn it, Lucian. I've always believed you were a good person, but I can't possibly keep standing up for you after this. I hate to say it, but she's right. I already admitted that this was surprising even for me. But you didn't know about this before, yet you came here hating him already, didn't you? Why? Did he ever do something to you? I believe I asked you first. I guess it's fine to tell you. You see, I've known him for a very long time. I met him in grade school. He was younger than me, but he had skipped grades and ended up in the same class as me. Trying to stand out since he was a kid, was he? Can I go on? Yes. Okay, so after a certain incident at school, we became very close friends. Yet after we graduated, we parted ways. He went on to study medicine and biotechnology while I joined the police force. Several years passed. I got married and started working as a police officer, then a detective. Meanwhile, he got a PhD in genetics and biomedical engineering. One day out of nowhere, my chest began to hurt. I thought it was nothing, but I went to see a doctor just to be sure. And that's when I found out my heart was failing. I was told I could have a heart attack at any moment, and I needed a transplant urgently. Of course, you can imagine how hard it is to find a heart donor. The waiting list was huge. I was out of options. My days were counted. My wife cried herself to sleep every day, hugging me as tight as she could, fearing I'd disappear if she let go. There was no one who could help me. Or so I thought. I still had his number. Maybe. Just maybe. I called him one night. It was late, but I suspected he would be up. I was right. I'm dying, Lucian. I need a heart. You know people. Is there anything you can do? Leave it to me. That was all he needed to hear. A week later, I was getting a new healthy heart transplanted into my chest. I don't know how he did it, or what it took, but he made it happen. I'm standing here now thanks to him. He didn't visit me at the hospital, but he sent me a card. Now we're even. Get well soon, my friend. That's all it said. Is something wrong? Luna is staring at me, her face pale and her eyes wide open. She looks completely drained. Was my story that boring? Luna? Hello? I wave my hand in front of her face. Finally, she snaps out of it. Kind of. No. Everything's alright. By the way, when did that happen exactly? Huh? What, the surgery? Yeah. Let's see, that was around 7 years ago? Why? 7 years. Nothing, just wondering. I think I understand. I understand why you feel that way towards him. He saved your life. Oh, well, yes, of course. But he was also my best friend. Either way, now that you know why I'm here, I'm actually surprised she reacted that way. I don't know what kind of bad blood she has with Lucian, but maybe she respects him a little bit more now. Anyway, are you ready to enter the vault? She choked on her cigarette. You okay? Well, that guy, Sam, he's not out of his room yet. Well, yeah, that's true, but we don't really need that password. Huh? Then that means if we go through door 4, we can get into the vault afterwards. What? No, Sam is in door 4. We'd have to go through door 2, but how do I explain having all 4 passwords? Are you okay there? Sam. Sam went through door 2. Well, he's dead then. He did what? He said he didn't trust you. And that he'd go to whatever room he wanted. Fuck's sake, this kid. I lean against the wall, my hand pressed against my face. Meanwhile, Luna stares at the floor. She's holding a lit cigarette, but her hand's shaking too much for her to bring it to her mouth. I warned him. I fucking told him not to go in there. Well, this is not on me. It's his own fault for doubting me. It doesn't really matter. He'll be alive again really soon. Well, I'll be going in then. You coming? Huh? You're not going to call the cops? I will, but first I need to see what's in the vault. Alright. I walk toward the vault. Luna follows behind, keeping some distance. Time to end this once and for all. The keypad lights up before me and I start tapping the letters and numbers that are written on my notepad. Luna stares at the floor and doesn't say anything. I start typing the second password. A second light turns green. There's only one more password to enter before we can open it. Luna steps forward, clears her throat, and starts reading out the password that she got from room 3. To avoid suspicion, I type it in and she dictates it, instead of checking my notepad. The panel beeps, and a loud clicking sound echoes in the room. Oh, God! The hideous stench makes Luna gag. She bends over and throws up on the floor. I just step forward knowing exactly what to expect. With that, I walk straight to whatever I'm here for. And just standing there. Staring. I look behind me for a second. Luna is looking down at Lucian's body. Her expression is eerie. He's dead. Janice is dead. Maybe now... Could you finally tell me why you hate him so much? I know it might seem pointless to tell me now, but I still would really like to know. It is as you say. One of these two men who ruined my life has gone for good. And the other is standing right in front of me. What the... She has a gun. Not any gun. The gun that was upstairs. What the fuck? What did I ever do to you? We literally just met. You took the heart of someone she loves or something like that. She points the gun at my chest with trembling hands. Your heart. My heart? You stole that heart. From my father. Yeah. I mean, it had to be. Huh? Your father's heart? How do you figure that? It all adds up. The dates, the people, everything. Luna's voice is shaking. 7 years ago. My father. He had a heart attack. It was just the two of us at home then. We had an argument that day and I locked myself up in my room. After a while I cooled off and decided to see if we could make up. But instead I found him out cold on the floor. I scrambled to call an ambulance and they came as fast as they could. Doesn't sound like a healthy heart then. I rode in the back with him, holding his hand the whole time. I felt terribly guilty. Maybe if I hadn't been such a brat, I would have found him sooner. How? What if our argument had caused it? I could never forgive myself if that had been the case. When we got to the hospital, they took him away for a long time and told me to just wait. Minutes dragged on like hours. Was he okay? Can I see him? The answer I got was, he's in a very delicate condition. Your father needs a new heart. The sooner the better. We've put him in the waiting list. We're all praying for him. My dad fought really hard. A few days passed and he still hung on. I visited him every day at the hospital. Okay, so it wasn't his actual heart. He was on the waiting list, he was next to receive the heart, and Lucian took the one that he was meant to get and put it in us. I visited him every day at the hospital. He would always greet me with a warm smile. I was happy he was alive, but deep down I knew. And if a donor wasn't found soon... A week passed, and I'd almost lost all hope. I would cry every time I visited him. It's so unfair. Why do you have to go through this? Why can't someone else die already so you can get their heart? He would always get upset at me for saying things like that. Luna, that's no way of talking. You should never wish for anyone to die. Everyone, every life is precious. Never forget that. The following day, during my visit, I saw all the doctors rushing around the hospital. It was hectic. I asked the receptionist what was going on. What she said, what that person said that day, I get livid by just thinking about it. Someone just came in for surgery. He's in critical condition. They're preparing to perform a heart transplant on him. My blood froze, and then it boiled. I took a computer monitor and flung it against the wall. You don't even know if it's like the same blood type as your father. They could be completely different. It might not be a compatible donor. They had to call security. I spent that night at the police station. The next day when I visited the hospital again, my dad's bed was empty. He was gone. For good. My mother and I tried suing the hospital, but it was no use. For you see, it was under the influence of a very rich and powerful man, who just so happens to be rotting at my feet right now. Lucian. After that incident, I started snooping around. I managed to gain access to some interesting information. Namely, the heart transplant recipients list from the week of the operation. And guess who was first? My father was. That's a key word here. Was. But what do you know? The list from the day of the operation was different. Suddenly, Dad was second. Second. Can you believe that? Now you might think to yourself, maybe someone else needed it more urgently. Bullshit. How do I know? The first name was completely blurred out. How fishy is that? They didn't want anyone to know who the thief was. There was obviously some monkey business there. I just knew. Someone altered the list and placed someone they knew first. And who was the only person with such power? She kicks Janice's body. I flinch as if it had been me who got kicked. I spent all this time trying to find the truth. And trying to get my revenge. My mother and I struggled financially for years. She's very sick and can't work, so I have to provide for the both of us. I may have lied about being a journalist, but only because I had to drop out of college. Ever since I started investigating Janice, I've been getting contacted by a very select group of people. People whose goals align with mine, you could say. They've been giving me very interesting jobs. Pretty well paid too. And that's what brought me here today. Word spread pretty fast about Janice. You can imagine my contractors were very eager to get their hands on this equipment. Contractors? Lena, do you have any idea of just what you're getting into? Oh, shut the hell up. I'm not dumb, okay, I know the risks. But there's no other way. Believe me, I've tried. It's time he paid his debt back to my family. I might have my doubts before, but it all adds up now. You two killed my father. And let's not forget about Sam. You already knew his password, didn't you? No, I didn't. No? Then I guess you wouldn't mind showing me your notebook, would you? I don't expect I would find all passwords in there. I swallow. I knew it. You're a murderer, just like this piece of shit was. Luna, please, you don't understand. What? What are you going to do to me? My father? My father told me to value every life. He told me every life was precious, no matter what. I'm sorry, Dad. I'm afraid I won't be able to honor your dying words. Alright, we need to wrap this one up, because we're out of time for this episode. But I don't know what's going to happen. We didn't have the syringe this time, did we? I'm pretty sure we didn't get our hands on it yet. But who knows, maybe we're immortal for good now. That'd be pretty cool, I guess. We could just jump back in time whenever we die and fix it. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.